Hey guys! Lucas is here with another stock photography tutorial. In this episode we are going to have a look at what kind of content sells the most, and I'm going to share with you my earnings breakdown so you know what to expect from different agencies out there. So stay tuned. Welcome to the second part of the stock photography tutorial. In the first part, I covered basic topics like what camera to use, what are the royalties, what agencies I contribute to. So if you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you to check it out. Link will be in the description below. So let's start with what kind of content sells the most for me. Since I love hiking and mountains, big part of my stock portfolio is made by this type of content. There are also a lot of travel shots from different places all around the world. Another huge category in my stock portfolio is food photography and those beautiful, delicious desserts you would eat right away. And this brings me to my top seller of all time. It's this cake. It was sold over 200 times at Shutterstock alone. Interesting fact is that every agency has its own top-selling images. Now let's have a look at agencies I contribute to and how these have been changed over time. I started with stock photography in the end of 2017. I was contributing just to Shutterstock. At that time I had about 50 images in my portfolio, and in the first month I sold 14 images for a total amount of $4. For me, it was like to win in the lottery. It was $4, right? But to me, it meant the proof of concept. In the beginning of 2018, when I increased the number of images, the sales started to rise. My best month was November of 2018. I sold this not so interesting old Mac for $50. When I increased the amount of images to around 900, it started to be also better with monthly income, which was averaging at $20 a month. During the year 2018, I started also to contribute to Adobe Stock, where the price per license is slightly higher at €0.33. At Shutterstock it was only $0.25, and now, after they release new payment scheme for contributors, it's just 10 cents for standard license. However, you can earn much more per image depending on the license customer buys from Shutterstock. As I mentioned, in my portfolio there are mostly travel and food photographs. The best-selling subject for me is food, and especially cakes and sweets. If you have some good quality images of cakes and desserts, I guess this might be in high demand by customers, especially now during these weird times when people still out to eat and prefer home delivery. Now let's have a look at different agencies to see which one will be best for you. Let's start with Shutterstock. You're looking at my top selling shots at Shutterstock right now. As you can see, this cake was sold over 200 times and it's my best seller overall with an earning value of $117. That's quite interesting for just one shot. Second one is the supreme chicken on my handmade background. Third one is the amazing old Mac, which was sold just 5 times but made a total value of $51. You can see also the most popular keywords per image. This can be useful when evaluating overall popularity of certain keywords. Shutterstock provides you also with this chart showing monthly revenues. Here you can see how the income is distributed throughout the whole year. May 2020 was the best month for me here on Shutterstock with earning value of $43. From July, there is a significant drop in revenue due to redesign of their contributor payment scheme. Now you have different levels, and at every level you earn different royalty percentage. In which level you are depends on how many images you sold from the beginning of the year. Every contributor sits on the level 1 on January each year to have the same starting ground as other fellow contributors. To get to the level 6, You need to sell more than 25,000 images per year. This is crazy. In reality, this means that when I was earning about $30 a month before the change, now my earnings dropped to about $12 a month. So taking this into account, I would not recommend to start with Shutterstock for anyone who has just a few images and is just getting started. There are other options in the market. Now let's move to Adobe Stock. In Adobe Stock the situation looks differently, but as you can see the top seller here is also a cake which was sold 40 times. Then there are some other shots of food, desserts and travel stuff. Adobe Stock has in my experience the highest royalty payments per licensed image. On the other hand, compared to Shutterstock, fewer pictures is sold here. From the beginning of 2020 I made here 186 euros, which makes around 15 euros per month. Here you have also this very nice feature. You can filter various data based on specified period. For example, I want to know how much did I earn last month in November. So I dialed the search criteria in here and you can see it. Sold 28 images for 30 euros. Best performer of November was this hunterhead with a rifle. Interesting, I haven't expected that. Then there is again travel stuff, food and lifestyle. Now let's move on to iStock by Getty Images. In Getty Images portal, you don't see live statistics of currently selling images. The report of sold images, let's say during this month, is available to you typically after the 20th of the next month. So it's a little surprise every time. However, you can see an overview of images customers are previewing. This is updated about once a day, so the more views has an image, the higher is the chance for it to be sold. When we move to the download section, here you can actually see how many times was the image sold in particular month. The top seller in October was this cake box, followed by me standing at top of Mount Tubkal in Atlas Mountains, Morocco. Let me switch to another month, let's say September, and you can see almost the same applies to September. Unfortunately, here you are not able to see the amount of money each image made. To see this data, you need to move on to account management section, then royalties, and here you have it. This graph is telling you how much did you make here throughout the year. When you contribute to get images for more than a year, then you can see a comparison view to a previous year. This part is showing 2019 and here is 2019 compared to 2020. As you can see, there's some solid increase here. However, you still don't get that price for image here, so you really don't know for how much are the particular images selling. If you know the trick, how could I be able to see the statistic on image level, please let me know. Thank you. I contribute also to Dreamstime. In my experience on Dreamstime, the images don't sell any close to Adobe Stock or Getty Images. I mean, there is quite good earning value at about 38 cents per license, but the sales are not very consistent here. There were also some shots which were sold for more than $2 each. As you can see, the photos selling here are very different from the images selling on the other agencies. On Dreamstime, I have made $25 overall from the last year when I started. Now I have over 600 images online. I used to contribute also to Alamy, but their interface is not very intuitive. I find it quite difficult to get an image on the sale. With around 300 images online, there was no single image sold for more than a year, so I decided to not upload to Alamy anymore. Now let's have a look at earnings breakdown so you can decide where to put your beautiful images to make you some profit. With about 1600 images online, I was able to make around $740 this year. Here you can see how the actual payments were distributed throughout the year. The number above the agency name represents the month of payment. The highest amount I made on Shutterstock this year. However, after the earning structure change I mentioned to you earlier, this started to fade slowly. So let's see where the 2021 brings us. So that's it for today's video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you found this video useful. If so, please consider liking and subscribe to my channel for future updates. Please leave me also a comment down below about what would you like to see next, whether some gear reviews, image tutorials or something else. So that's it. Thank you.